we wanted to talk about this team. They didn't make our super hot fire 5 list, but they are in a 7-game win streak. And the one player in particular is playing out of his mind, Caleb. That is Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard this season is averaging 26, 5, and 6 on 51, 42, and 90 splits. He has the best record in the West right now, the best record in the league, in fact, and he's playing Defensive Player of the Year defense once again. And at the same time, for the first time in his career, Caleb, he is not load managing. He's checked every MVP box. Caleb, buy or sell, will Kawhi Leonard win MVP this year?
You know, it's funny. I think whenever we did I think this is the Christmas special, no, the Halloween special or something. We talked about the MVP odds or something. And I had brought up, Kawhi seems like a good bet because people consider him to be an all-time great, but he doesn't have that MVP that I think a lot of players need. And, like you said with the load management thing, you brought it up back then. He's not doing that right now. He's going out there and playing. He looks like Hannibal Buress right now with that face mask. I don't know if he's still wearing it, but he did. He's going out there and playing. He's putting in work. I would say he deserves some MVP looks. He's averaging, he's shooting 50, 40, 90 club, and he's doing it with actual points. He looks good. I would say that he deserves MVP votes. Do I still think he's my MVP favorite? No, I think that'd be Jokic or someone else, but he deserves votes for sure.
I can definitely agree with you on that. Kawhi has played outstanding this year. As I mentioned, his stats are blowing it out the water. And not to mention, they've had a 7-game win streak. The Clippers look really good. Paul George is fitting in. A lot of that has to give credit to Tyronn Lue. I think Tyronn Lue's doing a hell of a job with this team. I think he's doing a hell of a job not allowing Kawhi to just kind of take it off, and he's pushing him to be that leader. Now, will Kawhi maintain it? Yeah, I believe so. I think Kawhi's figured it out this year. We talked about it on every single podcast. We say, hey, every super team takes 2 years. That's why Nets fans, you're probably not going to win it this year. That's why they're going to struggle. We call things before anyone else. And once again, while the Nets are struggling, that doesn't mean the Nets are going to be bad this year. They're still going to be good, but watch out for the Nets next year. Watch out for the Clippers this year because, man, oh, man, do they look a lot better than they did last year. And Kawhi is looking like a super-duper star right now.
Shout out to Paul George for figuring it out and putting last year behind him. I think a lot of that was with the bubble. It just wasn't a good bubble thing, but he's also struggled in the playoffs before. We have to see how that happens this year. But shout out to him for kind of figuring it out and making people stay quiet just for a little bit.
Our last segment of the day, Caleb, want to talk about 2 things. First off, I want to get into our rookie depth. And then after we talk about our rookie depth, I want to talk about the word potential.